When it comes to entertainment, the way you feel about something is perhaps the most important aspect of that ever. And tonight, after watching and during watching Monday Night Raw, the way I felt was energized and rejuvenized, kinda, as opposed to Royal Rumble, where I was kind of disappointed. I was tired. I was honestly done with the whole BS of wrestling for at least, just a tiny while. Here, like I said, I felt energized, and for 3 hours, I think they did their best here, especially the first couple of segments. Although there are some minuses that I want to talk about, it was actually pretty good, and I would go as far as to say that this show was way better than the Royal Rumble. How many of you would you agree with me? I don't know, but we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw today, a review of everything that happened. And yeah, if you like that sort of stuff, I do that. I talk about WWE 2K24. I'll play it when it comes out as well. So hit that subscribe button, give this video a like to help me out so that I can bring you more of this content. Now here's our boy CM Punk. He came out tonight and this was great. Everything about this was great. I mean, CM Punk, he's not in the position that he's in. He's not well liked as much as he is out of coincidence. The way he came out, he was selling his arm. He didn't do his happy gesturing. He was looking really conflicted the whole time. His facial expressions, that was on point. He was still kind of humble. So even though he was kind of down, it looked like he was serious. He was still like, oh man, I love you, fans. So let me sign this right here. Oh, let me give you a high five and stuff like that. So a perfect way to come out here and play the babyface. Absolutely loved it, even from the entrance. And Pat McAfee, he was there. Gonna be honest, gonna be brutal here. I didn't like Pat McAfee here. It felt like he was off the entire night. He was off the entire night with Michael Cole, but he only just came back. He honestly was way better at the Royal Rumble. So interesting. I'm happy to see them back. When they were at the top with Michael Cole and the Pat McAfee, when their chemistry was at the top level, I thought they did have a fun dynamic. It's certainly a lot better than Kevin Patrick, and in fact I would probably prefer them over Wade Barrett too, even though I like Wade Barrett. He was definitely a way better wrestler than he is a commentator. No disrespect, Mr. Barrett. But yeah, let's give him a couple of weeks, maybe even a month to gel together again, and hopefully they'll catch that chemistry one more time. And here's the thing, I'm assuming again, Pat McAfee just came in there, didn't look like he did much of a research anyways. He needs to just train his brain and his every muscle of his commentary skill set, whatever it takes. So yeah, like I said, let's give him time, but today wasn't it. I'll just put it that way. But CM Punk, again, everything he did was absolutely perfect. This promo he cut is absolutely perfect. I don't remember the last time he cried. Maybe when he returned to Rampage for the first time ever, right after so many years, and cut that promo saying, oh, I returned to professional wrestling, after so and so years. You get what I mean? You remember the promo. But even at that one, he didn't tear up this much. And the fact is, on that promo, he had a lot more real reason to tear up. Simply the act of coming back after so many years, right? Should have done it. But here, he's in the thick of things, man. Yeah, all the BS happened with AEW and all that, but Punk has been involved with wrestling more than he has ever been in a decade, right? In the past 1 or 2 years. But this promo was absolutely awesome because, number one, he talked to the crowd. His cadence, everything he said felt authentic and real. And he made you feel something. Again, that's the most important thing. He took you along for the ride, and this is something that you cannot do. But we'll get to Cody Rhodes again in this segment. He interacted with the crowd awesomely. Yeah, him crying, and man, he fired the crowd up. And the crowd tonight, I guess, is the residue, the leftovers from the Royal Rumble. And I thought they did a pretty good job. I saw a lot of people just today while hanging around on the internet saying that the Royal Rumble crowd sucked. I mean, could they have been better? 100%. But honestly, I feel like if you were to give judgment to this crowd, I would say they reacted to everything that deserved a reaction. I don't think they sucked. That's my humble opinion. Now, CM Punk's promo. I praised it enough already. Then Drew McIntyre came out and made this even better. And it was shocking what he said when he said, oh, when I heard you were injured, I slept like a baby. I mean, Drew McIntyre might be one of the greatest saves of all time when it comes to a character, because we thought he was done. He was so buried. He was so wasted as a character that he could never come back from that position. He could never stay at the main event. He could never even stay at the WWE. Maybe he should leave and go to AEW. That's what we were thinking. And we thought that not once, but 2, maybe 3 times. And every single time, with awesome promos like this, with awesome segments like this, he managed to find his way back in. Today is just another example. McIntyre, if you follow them as Drew Galloway on the indie scene, on Impact, you know how passionate he is. You already knew for years and years how good he was on the mic. And so in the last month or so, he's been able to showcase that on a whole nother level, and I'm super glad for it. I just hope he does something. Besides cutting promos, he does something, he accomplishes something meaningful to show for all of the speeches he's been making. But this promo was, I know we're at the beginning of 2024, but this is easily one of the greatest segments, one of the greatest promos, face-to-faces of the year. Perhaps, maybe not the decade. No, I think that might be too much. But this is high up there. This is great. Like, for a weekly Raw episode, I cannot ask for more. I think all of you guys would agree with this. So we're just going to go ahead and stop praising this now, or praising it, however you pronounce that. Yeah, this was interesting right there. CM Punk says he's going to miss WrestleMania this year. But you know what? There's always next year. And this was super interesting right here, because he was able to relatively use his arm. Now, what I know is that his bicep got torn or separated. So that means, what does it mean exactly? Because he can obviously move his arm enough to do a kick, enough to build a run, enough to do a, one of these bad boys. What do you call it? A forearm shiver. So does this mean he's really injured, or because his real injury allows him to do these movements, that's why he did it? But regardless, he's gonna miss WrestleMania, or are they throwing us for a loop? I would assume that this is legit, but if they somehow fake us out, I'll be a huge fan of this. And now I was talking about the levels that this promo reached, like the best of the decade and all that BS. But this would reach the level, if CM Punk is faking this injury somehow, it would reach the level of Mark Henry faking his retirement. It would be in the Hall of Fame when it comes to that. But we'll see, man. We'll see. The last time I remember somebody faking an injury was Randy Orton back in 2017. He RKO'd AJ Styles. Yeah, he was in a feud with AJ Styles. Look at that. History always repeats itself. But anyways, this was great. Everything about this was great. And again, when I saw Punk especially deliver that shiver, and then he gets kicked down by Drew, and he basically takes a bump, and then I think he literally fell on his arm, on his bicep or something like that. So this is kind of getting me suspicious. If any of you have good medical knowledge or some prior experience, yeah, if you know, tell me down in the comments, because how the hell did he do this? You know what I mean? But I loved it. Sami Zayn coming out for the save made sense. Again, perfect segment, and this was really, really shocking when, Drew McIntyre just straight up attacked him. I loved how Michael Cole was great. Michael Cole is awesome. I talked about his chemistry with Pat McAfee, and I should say, them together right now, they're not gelling well, but Michael Cole by himself, he's still good. His individual performance is good. I would say Pat McAfee, his individual performance is also down, let alone his chemistry with Michael Cole. But yeah, Michael Cole sold this as oh, you're despicable. And I think it should have heightened the sense of that. Maybe he was waiting for Pat McAfee to provide the color and bring the emotion. Who knows? But like I said, they got to do some work, man. The commentary was a big thing. I'm going to mention commentary one last time at one point in the show, because I think it needs to be mentioned. I think it could have made the show a lot better. Then, the first hour was commercial free, so we went straight into this tag team match, and we finally got to hear a DIY promo, a legit one. It was short and brief, but it was all we needed, man. Tommaso Ciampa, why don't they make this guy speak every single week? He can talk about the weather. Let him talk about the weather, but let Tommaso Ciampa talk. That's all he needs to do. To be a star, to make a connection. Everybody. Now, Jim Cornette calls Johnny Gargano Johnny Same Face, right? And I could understand why this whole time. But in this match, I felt why he called it. Forget understanding. My understanding reached such a high level that I felt it. Because the match itself was okay. I thought they did way too much. Just play to the crowd, dude. Just listen to the crowd. You know what I mean? Most points of the match, crowd was just silent, waiting for something to happen. They were just going through the motion, doing crazy moves. You don't need to do that. Just do what John Cena did for his entire career. That's all you need to do. And with Tommaso Ciampa in that match, that's what I was expecting. I think he's the best wrestler in that ring, let me tell you. But no, they wrestled an NXT style, AEW style, TNA, like indie style. Just go, 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 go. I mean, there were some good moments and the crowd did react. I'll give them that. But the baby faces lost pretty much clean. And to heels, nonetheless, they really didn't cheat from what I can remember. Even if they cheated, they didn't cheat in a memorable way at the very end. So it makes the babyface look kind of dumb now. Crowd cheered for DIY. They got behind them and these guys just blew it completely. And here's my biggest problem before I move on with the ending. At one point, Johnny Gargano was by himself in the ring. He got his opponent down and he was trying to get the crowd into it. And I swear to you, okay, I'm on the big screen, good. This is literally what he did. Like, he's trying to get how many people? 20,000 people or something, however many this arena can hold, to like get on their feet and cheer for them, do something for them. And this is what he did. This was it. He did this for like 10 seconds. And his face didn't change at all. Like his eyebrow could have went up. Anything. His nostrils could have gotten maybe smaller, maybe larger. Anything could have happened. No. He just did this. Like a toddler. Like a AI toddler that doesn't know how to emote. This was him. This looks really wrong, by the way. Don't turn this into a GIF. God, it's too late. It's too late. Yeah. Johnny same face. I understand completely now. Like, holy moly, dude. You gotta feel the emotion yourself so that the people feel it too. So that the people connect to you through that emotion. Ciampa does it on everything, on his promos, in his in-ring work. I mean, even at this, simple Crow's-Eye moment, look at his face, look at the intensity. I see, more than ever now why Johnny Gargano is the way he is, and as long as he's like that, I mean, NXT was a whole nother ball game. That was a different time now. Gargano's ceiling will be maybe, and it's a maybe, because Triple H likes him, the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship, something like that. And no, not even the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. Right now they have the card of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, their rivalry. Maybe they can run it back just like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens used to do it, 100 times. And since now Vince is gone, it's a completely different ball game. The times can change again. Gargano can rise up again, but it's not looking good for him, man. When you make Finn Balor look more charismatic than you, it's problematic. Let me put it there. I think I gained a couple of haters. Who knows? I'm just telling you the truth. All right, I'm just telling you my feelings and my opinions. You can feel free to tell me your opinions down in the comment section and let's chat about it. You know what I mean? But anyways, this match was not bad by any means. Like I said, they just focus on the crowd. That's all I would say. Like, you don't need to do this. Like, this was great. You didn't have to fly through the second rope. Anywho. This is a classic DIY spot anyways. I can't enjoy this fully either because it makes the ref kind of look weird. But I understand it. Like, it's almost as if, this guy's about to pin or submit the opponent. So the tag team partner is just holding the other tag team partner, the opponent's tag team partner down so that he can make the save. Like, because of that, like, I'm kind of conflicted, but I don't hate this spot. I don't hate this spot. Anyways, they pretty much beat him clean after that. And then R-Truth came out and I was scared that they weren't going to continue this. But this is how they officially axed the fact that R-Truth is no longer associated with the Judgment Day as a friend. He is still going to be associated because it looks like R-Truth and The Miz are going to go against the Judgment Day for the tag team titles. But even that is bad. I love The Miz, I love R-Truth, but they need to have bigger title matches. It looks like they just kind of threw DIY aside to have this feud, which I think is questionable. I think it should have been the exact opposite. If you're going to hotshot anything, hotshot this. Right? The R-Truth angle, and then get DIY with a proper build-up, with a proper story. Let him win the titles, which actually things may come around to that eventually. So again, it's a bit too early to speak, but yeah, it's questionable, man. It's questionable. Like, in comparison to the opening segments, this was nice, but nowhere near close as far as quality and the booking went. And this was horrible. I'm sorry. It was horrible. It just didn't make no sense. I mean, the match just started and Piper Niven, one of the bigger women on the roster, she got knocked down from her feet, right? That should elicit some sort of reaction. Besides Nia Jax, the biggest woman on the roster just got knocked down, had to take a back bump. Just chirping. Crickets. Nothing. Triple H era, right? You could have done something here. Anything. I don't know. Anything, man. Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, they're in huge trouble. Shayna was decent at NXT, although I didn't really like her even when she was at the top of her game. She never appealed to me. You could still, do something with her, salvage her maybe. But on the main roster, she's been so damaged, just like R-Truth, just like Akira Tozawa, just like, all the jobbers, like Chad Gable, man. She's just lost too much. She's been in an unimportant spot, the same spot that Natalya is, for example, or close to. That it's tough now, man. It's tough. I mean, her debut with Becky Lynch was a miss, and then she beat Ronda Rousey. You could have done something with that. You could have built her up after that. You didn't build her up, so like, who cares about any of these women? Honestly, it's difficult. I mean, I care about what's her name? Come on, Chelsea Green, because I think she's pretty decent in the ring. Like, is able to do most of the physical stuff in a good way too. Looks good while doing it too, and she has a character, right? She's literally the only one I care about. But here, I mean, they have no story. This was just a throwaway match. And what hurt me the most is the match ended like this, and the one thing Zoe Stark has, because she has nothing else. I don't deny her talent. I don't deny her athleticism. But with the crowd, when it comes to things that matter, when it comes to things that make money in the wrestling business, she has nothing. She only had her finisher that looked cool because she would, spin you around and do DTS. She did that tonight. Zero reaction even to that. She pinned her opponent. Zero reaction. That should make you evaluate everything as a wrestler. Zero reaction? The crowd didn't even boo you, cheer you for anything you've done throughout the entire match? You couldn't have told a simple story? Just a simple story that the crowd could follow? Also, one other thing I don't like, and I might be unpopular with my opinion here, but Samantha Irvin announced Chelsea Green with the goofy tone again. And I don't like that. I think the announcers should be consistent with the way they announce stuff, and they should remain as serious as possible. Simple adage of, if you don't take what you're doing seriously, why should I take it seriously? I mean, I get she takes it seriously and she wants everybody to have her own thing, but presentation is everything in pro wrestling. Or even if it's not everything, it's a huge part of it. And I don't know, just find that tone of announcement that, Chelsea Green, I kind of find it, goofy. It's not serious. And here's the thing. With that announcement, I can never imagine Chelsea Green as more than a jobber. You've put her in a jobber position now. It's not as if you're going crazy like, John Moxley or Kenny Omega, you know what I mean? Like, or The Undertaker or the Rated R Superstar. No, it's a goofy announcement. It's what she would do for R-Truth, right? For a comedy wrestler, which she is. But maybe don't box her in there, right? Give her a chance to break out of that at least. So I thought just a week or two ago when they made the decision to revert that and make Samantha Irvin announce Chelsea Green normally and some of the other wrestlers normally, I thought that was the right decision. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, at the beginning of the video, I said that this show felt new to me because, like I said, the Chelsea Green thing was back. And then you would have announcers doing backstage interviews and they would get to ask proper questions. And once their questions were answered, they would give a quick summary, final couple of words and say, like, back to you. Like, that's never happened. I was like, what? Whoa, you don't get to speak. You don't get to say more than one word and act like a robot. What's going on here? See, that's a change I appreciate, actually. That is a change that I appreciate. Backstage announcers being actual human beings. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all because I think they handled it in a legit way, in a serious fashion, in a meaningful fashion. I'm also 100% behind them showing Samantha Irving more like and giving attention to her name. Why not? So I think I gotta be honest, she looks weird when she's doing her announcements, like her face is contorting. Obviously, she needs to scream her head off and do a whole bunch of crazy noises. But yeah, she looks kind of crazy while doing those. I never really noticed before, this episode, because again, things are changing a little bit. Nothing like major, but there are some changes happening. Some rules that have never been broken for years upon years upon years. I'm talking 20, 30 years. Now they've been adjusted a little, and some I appreciate, some I don't, as you can see. Then we got another talking segment, a promo segment. I mean, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Cody, Bailey, all great talkers, so I didn't hate that at all in the show. I was looking forward to each and every single one of them. And there you go, yeah, Samantha Irving looking crazy. Here's the thing. I liked Cody's promo too. It was fun to watch, but I'll forget about this. In fact, I think Seth Rollins was better right here. Way better than Cody Rhodes. Because again, I said this in my Royal Rumble, like an hour podcast format review, that Cody Rhodes lacks authenticity. I don't believe that he believes what he's saying. I believe there's a mirror to my right here. He goes up to that mirror, right? He has a mirror like that. He goes up to it and he practices every single line he's going to say, every single moment of it until he gets it perfectly. Like he's going to play at a Hollywood movie. And then when he gets up to that ring, he does the exact same performance that he does in front of that mirror. Now, sometimes he plays to the crowd, which is nice. But man, it's just like there is a barrier, right? There's a glass door or wall, whatever. There's a barrier there with Cody Rhodes and with CM Punk, with Drew McIntyre, with Seth Rollins. I don't know. I don't feel that. I feel it a lot less. CM Punk is incredible at it, being authentic. Cody Rhodes, I think that's his biggest problem. I have no problem with the way it looks. Again, besides the neck tattoo. It looks ripped. It looks great. His moves are great. Yeah, Cody Cutter, Crossroads. I love every single thing he does. And I've followed his journey. I loved his match all the way back in 2014, I think, with the Shield, where he won his job back. The only thing that I really didn't like about Cody Rhodes was Stardust. Like, I hated that completely. Everything else after that, I like. And I like Cody Rhodes, and I've told you my feelings about him, right? I think he's got everything. He just doesn't have the promo ability. He's certainly high up there. And he's definitely cut some of the best promos I've heard ever in AEW. But the fact is, again, that layer of authenticity is missing from Cody Rhodes. And that takes away a huge chunk, something big. It takes away from his X factor, you know? So yeah, let me jog my memory. Yeah, I don't even remember what he said. You didn't need to say much because Seth Rollins came out here and I immediately said -1 because, oh man, before he picked his microphone and started talking, again, I hated it. Like, I was trying so hard. Okay, be positive. Don't think bad things. Don't try to criticize this. Just try to enjoy this. And I couldn't. I just cannot enjoy Seth Rollins dancing, looking like a, you know, no disrespect to all the people out there. It could be any one of us, but like the homeless people, you know? It's like, man, you're the world champion. Carry yourself as the world champion. And when Seth Rollins is serious, I think he's one of my most liked wrestlers. Well, he's great when he's serious. I seriously enjoy the hell out of it when he's serious. And that's why when he finally stopped freaking dancing, when he finally started speaking his mind, I liked it 20 times better. I wish, man, it's gonna be my birthday wish this year. Like, he just goes away with the dancing gimmick or tones it down to like a 1 out of 10. And then the promo, again, I felt that it was a lot more authentic. He had a lot more feeling behind it. And that's why I loved listening to it. And that's why the crowd loved the promo as well, the live crowd. Now, at the beginning, he said, oh, this is the best title ever, which I disagree with. He says this every week lately. And the crowd never reacts. Like, this is the greatest title ever. This is our title. And the crowd is always like, yeah, okay. We pity you. We pity you. Absolutely pity you. So we'll just give you some pity claps. That's usually the reaction he got. But with this promo, it was so good that he got a lot more than that. For a long time, you know, after a long time, let's say, he finally made the crowd believe. He finally made me believe a little bit that, you know what, yeah, that world championship, that darn championship is kind of cool. And he did that by, you know, saying what we think as fans, as we can see clearly. And, you know, in a way where he doesn't break kayfabe at all. Like, it's very understandable that a wrestler would think who's at the company and would say all of these things as well. Like, this was great. I thought this promo by Seth Rollins was amazing. And obviously, Roman is not going to be here every week. He's going to be here every now and then. You got to spend time, pass the time somehow, prolong it somehow. And this is the way they're doing it. And I don't hate it. I think this is one of the best ways you can do it. But back to Seth Rollins saying, oh, this is the greatest title. This is the best title on Raw. This is the workhorse title, man. This is the blue collar championship. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a blue collar. That's a big fat lie because here is the blue collar championship. Let's move forward a little bit. This match was okay, whatever. One note I'll say, you know, Jey Uso won. I mean, that's what's supposed to happen. You got to keep him going. You got to give him some wins. Bronson Reed's Titantron, I like that. Again, another change. You see, he didn't have a generic name. He actually parodied Godzilla, and I didn't hate that at all. I thought that was very sweet. I hope we see more unique stuff like that. We're seeing some more unique nameplates now, you know, lately. I like this. I like the Titantron. That was like the highlight of the entire segment or the match for me. But the match itself was all right. Jey Uso was a little less goofy. I like that. He did the 3 super kick combo, ending it with the jumping super kick, which I think looks nice too. Spear into the little tsunami, I'll call there you go, the jumping super kick. I think it does the jumping super kick nicely. I think it should continue doing that. But yeah, cool match. Now here is the blue collar. Here's everything Seth Rollins says about the World Heavyweight Championship is true, but it's not about the World Heavyweight Championship. The truth is about the Intercontinental Championship. This is the #1 title on the entire company. If we're gonna keep discount the Roman Reigns title, this is it, man. Everything you claim that you're doing, Gunther is the one actually accomplishing all of those. Gunther is the one that has the second best title in the entire company. I mean, yeah, this match was good, by the way. See, this is what I want. Like, when I say do a match where the crowd can follow you, this is it. This is it. They did crazy stuff here. They did dives here too. And when Kofi did those dives, I was actually like, oh my God, let's go for a suicide dive. You know, should I say more? in 2024. I didn't want to be a rapper, but you know what I mean? It happens sometimes. One criticism I will have, not just for this match, but for many matches now, Kofi Kingston has been wearing this weird shorts, like backyard attire. You're at the WWE. You got unlimited amount of money. You know, try to look like a star. And obviously, by the way, like, getting back to this match, Kofi Kingston and Gunther, who's going to win this match? Ask a blind man, ask a deaf man, ask any man, woman, alien in the entire universe, and they're going to say Gunther. We knew Gunther was winning, but still, we popped for all the false finishes. But still, the crowd got way into it. That's it, man. This is why everybody likes Gunther. And sure, it's not at that star level yet. I don't think so anyways. But these small stuff, these great matches, man, like, they will add up. And once he does get to that main event level, hopefully he can bring up his promo level too, which I think he's better than Kofi Kingston. The stuff he says is usually more important. And that's one of the biggest things that hold Kofi Kingston back, even right now and throughout his entire career. Physically, my God, physically, like in the ring, Kofi Kingston is perfect. And so, like, these two, I never had a doubt that they were going to have a bad match. But yeah, Kofi Kingston, even with his promo tonight, like, it's just a generic promo. Everybody can cut that promo, Kofi. What makes it unique for you? I like the fact that he was energetic, but that was it, man. That was it. He didn't say anything important. It was like, you say this, but we win championships. I don't even remember what he said in his promo. But Gunther, I damn sure remember what Gunther said. He said, I'm going to beat you and everybody's going to forget about you. And I'm going to continue to be the best intercontinental heavyweight champion of all time. It wasn't great. It wasn't CM Punk level, The Rock level, John Cena level promo stuff. But it was something meaningful. Like, Kofi needs to, I don't know. At this point, he's a bit old too. So, but you know what? It's never too late to learn. And it's never too late to improve. And I think if Kofi somehow, if he improved his promo game, did something different with his character, because he's been doing the same thing basically ever since 2014 when the New Day started. Maybe he can have a renaissance again. Maybe he can win the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe he can go back and win the WWE Championship and have a proper run and a proper send-off this time. I'm going to have to wait and see, because from all things considering, I'm not saying he's guilty, but Brock Lesnar may not be around anymore. So yeah, this match was great, man. More stuff like this. Again, every single match should, take from the fundamentals of this match, basically. Not do the same match, but just take the fundamentals. And then, yeah, Gunther, I guess this was just to say, first of all, Imperium is dominant. Second of all, the bald guy. What's his name? God. Well, I remember him under 5 seconds. Okay. Da Vinci? Victoria Vinci? I couldn't. Something Vinci. Giovanni Vinci. It's written on his buttocks. Okay. Yeah. Cool. This match wasn't cool. This match was also cold turkey. Would that be a correct way to say it? There wasn't much going on in this. I mean, just another victory for the tag team champions, which I appreciate. And then I guess they further wanted to drive home that Natalya and Nixon Newell. God, what's her name? It's Nixon Newell, right? She had many names. The My Little Pony hair girl, the one that does the shiniest wizard. They're gonna have, more of a wedge between them now, and it's gonna go for a singles feud or something like that. Not sure. But anyways, whatever, this match was not too important. We were all waiting for this. Bayley didn't get to cut too much of a promo, honestly, but even when she spoke just a little, I just enjoy seeing her use the microphone. Pause. Because, like, she's just so comfortable with it, and she's just such a great speaker. She just has complete control, complete damage control. And she outshines everybody in that ring, including Rhea Ripley on the microphone. Now, physically and everything else in the ring, Rhea Ripley unmatched maybe. But man, when it comes to mic work, I think she's heads and shoulders above every single wrestler, women's wrestler, and many of the men's wrestlers as well. Now, I would easily put her in a segment with CM Punk or something like that. She's that good. I'm not blowing smoke up anywhere. But yeah, Rhea Ripley was just cutting the most generic promo ever, not listening to the crowd at all, because she was going to get attacked by Jax. She did get attacked. And it looks like Bayley's going to choose Io Sky. That's the obvious story. And are they going to do Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax at WrestleMania? Then where does Jade Cargill go? I guess we'll have 2 nights again. So you'll have a lot of opportunities to put Jade Cargill on the card there. Maybe with Bianca, because they had a face-off. But yeah, Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. While it's not a bad match, I would have that match at Payback. Or like a main event of a Raw. Not at WrestleMania. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyhow, yeah. The segment was cut short. I would have liked to see Bayley cut a better promo, but I mean, all the women's storylines are kind of in trouble right now, so whatever. We'll take what we can get. And then this main event was certainly a thing. I feel like I've seen Sami Zayn so many times that I've never missed him. I never missed him, man. When he returned, I didn't even realize he returned. I've just seen him so many times. I've seen him face the Judgment Day, and I feel like I've seen this match 20 times as well. That might not be the case. That's just how it felt. So I could never get excited about the match. I really couldn't. But again, Drew McIntyre just continues to be this tweener, this morally gray character, leaning more and more to a heelish side. But, his points and rights, or what he does is, you know what, that's fair enough. That's life here with this reversal. Even if he did it intentionally, he's so smart with it that you cannot hate on him completely. He does the Claymore, and he ends the match. I mean, clean finish. Clean finish. But a decisive finish, let's say. No, like double count out, ending to a match with a one winner. Okay, you know what I mean? I like this match, actually. In a capsule, I don't hate this match. The promo Sami Zayn cut backstage, again, it was great. I loved it, his reasoning. But why would this be the main event, right? I wouldn't put this at the main event because it just didn't feel like the main event. But then what are you going to put at the main event? What do you got? Seriously, what do you got? You're going to put Cody Rhodes versus Dominic? That's a big problem. Like, the fact that your main events doesn't feel like main events, that's clearly telling me, at least, that there's something missing in the show. Maybe star power, maybe not enough storylines. But Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, great opening match. Again, would I put it in the main event? I don't know. So when it ended, I was like, oh, Raw is also over. Wow, okay. And obviously you add the 3-hour fatigue in there. It makes you just a lot less receptive, and it's like a lot more tired. Again, I just thought, like, whenever there's a great Raw show going on, I always think, like, oh man, imagine if this was 2 hours, you cut all the BS and you just get to the point. You would love it, right? This is one of those shows. And even though this was 3 hours, it was strong. I nitpicked a lot of stuff, a lot of small stuff. But again, those small stuff, you fix them, you bring them together. And once they pile up and up and up and up, it takes something from being good to one of the greatest of all time. Whether it's, wrestling, whatever, movies, you got to pay attention to those small details. You gotta. And one last thing, I think Sami and I mean, they were better than all the other matches besides Gunther, but they should just go and learn from Gunther when it comes to putting a match together, honestly. Maybe it's because I like Gunther a lot. It could be, totally. I mean, I like Sami and Drew a whole lot too. But, like, again, Gunther's match just hooked me. And it was a random match with Kofi Kingston. It just makes you watch himself somehow, some way. Makes you want to watch his matches. But yeah, this Raw was good, man. The beginning was absolutely perfect. And then there's a lot of problems, but there was also a lot of new things. It felt like watching SummerSlam when Triple H first took power, like completely when Vince McMahon was first out of the door a year or two ago. Those new things really made me feel like that. And some of them, like I said, I liked. Most of them, as a matter of fact. I'd say 90% of them I liked. Just a bit of them I didn't. Apparently, Nick Aldis got a call from Braun Breaker, so we got a reason to watch, SmackDown. Even though it seems more and more unlikely, we got the threat of The Rock looming over our heads still. WrestleMania is over. Not over yet. For all my nitpickings and criticisms, I think this show was actually quite enjoyable. I would give it like 7, 8 out of 10. Especially when we're taking, this is, again, a weekly show. And it really felt like the glory days where, after a big pay-per-view like Royal Rumble or like WrestleMania, the Raw after that would be actually good. This really did feel like that. It felt like I didn't waste my time completely watching this. So I think that's huge. Again, in this day and age, we'll take what we can get with WWE and wrestling in general. But let me know what you thought down in the description. I'm going to be back for SmackDown. I'm going to be back doing some more W2K24 videos. In fact, here's one you can watch right now, which I think you're going to enjoy. That being said, take care of yourself, okay? I'm out of here.